We're live.
Hooray.
We did
Welcome
it.
back.
Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. Man, E3 happened. That was
It sure did.
And now we are backlogged on things to talk about.
Hooray.
I don't know, news quieted down a ton.
Well, I
God.
would bloody hope so.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding.
The games have slowed down, kind of. I don't know, nothing's coming out. Nothing huge is coming out for a little bit, I guess.
Mario Maker's next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, Mario Maker.
And,
Which I'm excited. I got that like pre-loaded on my Switch or whatever.
and if you're me, the Sinking City comes out 2 days before it. Or maybe a day before it. The 27th. Oh, fuck. I guess that's going on the back burner.
Well,
They're still coming.
there you go.
And they don't
Yep.
stop coming.
They don't stop coming.
Nope.
What you guys been up to? How was your weekends?
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm
You
getting
got
ready
no
for
packing, John?
I leave in about 6 hours, 8 hours, something like that. My flight's at 6 o'clock in the morning, but I got to be out of here by 4.
Right, you're going to a new convention? Am I
Yeah,
remembering?
I've never been there before. It's called Too Many Games. So apparently it's a really good collectors convention, but I've never been personally.
Okay, is there stuff you're looking to buy?
Probably.
Okay. Do you
I
have
don't have a list. I don't
No?
have a list. I'm going there and being like, all right, let me see what Saturn games I can find that I don't have, and then just kind of pick up whatever I feel like.
Okay. Are you trying to get every Saturn game?
Yeah, and I'm pretty close. I think I'm less than 20 away.
Nice.
Wow.
Are you at the point where you're double buying sometimes because you might not have it, but you don't know? Like, are you at the point where you just don't know what you have?
That's why I write down. That's why the backlogger exists, literally
Oh,
to
yeah.
stop me from doing that.
So you just, like, check it right away if you have it. Yeah, okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Cool.
Cool. How long gonna be away for?
I come back Sunday. I leave Thursday morning. The con is Friday to Sunday, and they fly us back Sunday night. So I think I
Oh.
get back in at like midnight.
All right.
Oh, they're like sponsoring you to go?
Yeah, we're guests. So TRG is
Cool.
gonna be doing a show.
Right, you say you have a panel and stuff. Is it
Yep.
is it your quiz one?
It's Throne Controllers, yeah.
Okay. Cool. And what city is that in?
That is Oaks, Pennsylvania.
I've never heard of Oaks, Pennsylvania.
I'm
Like
trying
a
to
small
remember
town?
I don't think so. I'm trying to remember what airport they fly us into to get there.
It's not the capital of Pennsylvania, is it?
No, it's not.
Do you know what the capital is?
You think I know something about America?
You just knew it wasn't the capital. I don't know.
Yeah, sorry, I don't actually remember where I'm flying into.
Okay. I'm assuming Oaks is a small town. I have never heard of this place, but who knows? People don't talk about Pennsylvania too often.
True.
What's new with you, Paul?
Nothing.
All
Living.
right. Cool.
It's an exciting time to be alive.
We got someone in the chat saying, I live in Pennsylvania and I have never heard of Oaks.
Damn.
All right. Well, there you go. What's the capital
Yeah.
of Pennsylvania while we have you here?
Yeah, please just Google stuff for us. This is
Yeah.
this is like the slowest Google search. This is actively worse.
Let me Google that for you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, have a fun time, John.
I will. The
Yes.
population is not listed on Wikipedia, which actually surprised me.
Someone
Huh.
says Harrisburg, which I've also never heard of.
I have heard of Harrisburg, but probably just somebody like reciting capitals. I've never put that together. Okay.
I'm looking
Also-
this up. I don't believe anyone. No, it's Harrisburg. That's the capital.
Cool.
Yep. All right.
What's new with you? How was relaxing after the E3 trauma at work?
It was good. Had a few days off. That was nice. It was
Okay.
a long weekend.
Cool.
I can tell you some movies that you should and you shouldn't see.
Yeah. Okay.
Since I've last done a movie update.
Let's go.
Netflix movie I Am Mother, very good.
I've heard
Sci-fi
this.
thriller
Yeah.
about a robot. It's a very cool movie. It's on Netflix. You should check it out.
Okay.
Have I talked about Dark Phoenix?
You said you were going to it, but
Okay, you don't need to see that. That movie's bad.
Yeah. Okay.
That is a super just kind of boring movie.
Sure.
That's not a great movie.
Okay.
What did I see after that? I've seen Late Night. That's a good movie.
Okay.
I thought there was one more bad movie somewhere in there. Oh, Men in Black International. That's just a bummer that it's a bad movie. Like, I like those first 3 movies quite a bit. International is just like boring and just like not interesting, and it's nowhere close to as fun.
Yeah.
That's a bummer considering the concept.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like I like Tessa Thompson, I like Chris Hemsworth, but their characters are just like uninteresting, and even like the aliens in this one are just not fun or cool in a way that you come to expect from those Men in Black movies.
Right.
So honestly, just go watch like one of the first 2 again, and you'll have a great time. The third one's fine too, but you know those first 2 are definitely the best. Or maybe go watch that animated series. I don't remember a ton about it, but I did watch it.
That was so good. I forgot about that.
It
Was it good?
cool.
I can't remember.
I enjoyed it as a kid. So
Exactly, I enjoyed it as a kid. So who knows what that means?
Yeah.
But maybe just go watch that, since there's no way you remember it, listener.
Yeah.
Because who's watching that show these days? Yeah. Anyway, there's your movie catch up for the week.
Cool.
But with that, let's get into some video games. What the podcast is about. This is the Top Down Perspective for June 19th. I'm Sean Booker.
I'm Paul Fleck.
I'm John Wheeler.
And John, you're gonna be leaving us. So what have you been playing?
Haha, nothing.
All right, Paul,
I've been busy unpacking stuff. The office is almost unpacked, and it's getting there.
Yeah.
All the bookshelves are in place. I just got to get the last few things I need, and then get everything displayed, and then clean up all the mess and the cardboard.
Are you gonna put any furniture in there?
So I mean, there's a couch over there, just out of shot.
Oh, okay.
With like another TV and a bunch of games set up, and also just out of shot is a coffee table, which I'm gonna put behind me, and Reese suggested getting like some small beanbag chairs, so there's just like a little area where people can sit down and play like handheld games or like consoles I can't put in good spots, like a mini arcade cab or like my Vectrex. So
Okay.
yeah, there'll be a little bit of furniture.
Would you call your office a man cave?
It qualifies.
Okay.
I don't like the term, but it qualifies.
Yeah, I hate that term, so
it's not a great term. I was definitely that was a loaded question.
Yeah.
Maybe you should come up with like a cool name for it.
And right now I just call it the office, so
right. But that's like boring and stuffy, right?
Yeah, exactly. Which is what this room is.
Okay.
Nothing here is exciting.
Nothing fun.
Just look at it.
Yeah.
Nothing fun happens.
Just a bunch of games.
Yeah.
Just for looking, not for playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the only thing I streamed on Monday, and I did game clearing. So I did Incredible Crisis for PS1.
Oh. Okay.
Which is a weird mini game collection about a family who has an extremely strange day happen to them.
Yeah.
So it's very weird, wacky Japanese humor, and the whole soundtrack is ska music because it's done by Tokyo Ska Punk Paradise. Or Tokyo Ska
Did we talk about
Orchestra,
this recently? Ska soundtrack is familiar to me for some reason.
No, last time I played this game, it was 4 months ago.
Okay, maybe someone wrote in about a ska soundtrack. We definitely talked about a ska soundtrack.
We definitely talked about ska at some point. That's true.
I mean, I live that ska life, so.
Heck yeah, dude.
This is a hard sentence to say without just cracking up laughing.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
I don't even. What would that even mean? Like, I don't know, like checkered vans.
I guess
probably.
Horn section follows me everywhere.
A horn, yeah, I definitely got a horn section. Like maybe like suspenders.
Suspenders, yep, for sure.
Oh God,
in some capacity.
I don't know if I can live the suspenders life.
Yeah,
kind of just a lack of friends. Like,
like what?
Almost as if you're forgotten.
Ska went
people
dark. Holy shit!
People don't know about you anymore.
I can no longer follow you down this path.
They forgot
Man.
that you were alive.
Wow. All right.
We got some people writing in with some ideas to name your office. They're all bad. I'm going to read a few of them out.
Wow.
We got a game cave or gamer cave. What do you think about that?
No.
No? How about the John cave?
No.
Is that any better?
It's too on the nose.
This one, the Proton cave.
No. Why does cave have to be in all of these?
Okay, fine. I'll pick one that doesn't have cave. Give me a sec. The kids cave? No, damn it, that has cave in it.
Damn it, has cave.
Everyone submitted some cave. The game library. That doesn't have cave.
That's a bit more the feel I'm going for, honestly.
Okay.
I kind of want that library feel.
Plato's cave.
Oh my god.
That's
too smart for this podcast.
Proton bunker. I'm not a huge fan of any of these.
All right, moving on. So other than that, I got to play a tiny bit of Bloodstained Ritual of the Night tonight.
Oh, perfect transition.
Hey, don't worry,
into
me
fall.
too, actually.
Yep. I honestly, I only got to play the very beginning just so I could cut a quick promo video that I just posted on Twitter showing that we have an in-game item in the game.
Oh, neat. Okay.
Is it because you're like a backer or something?
No, we were one of the clans, so they asked a bunch of YouTubers to be start clans for the credits. So people could pick to be in our group and they would be listed underneath us in the credits in our group. And also we got an in-game item because of it. So I opted for the Wesker egg as a helmet.
Okay.
But after some discussion, it went from being a helmet to be just straight up like a mascot head that goes over the character.
Oh god.
And I didn't realize, and I think I missed this part, where it shows up in all the cutscenes.
Oh no.
So it's great. It's so good. Just look at the video I put on Twitter. It's like a minute long. And even like the first couple of cutscenes you see in the beginning of the game, it's just so good. I can't wait to play through the whole game and just ruin it because of that stupid helmet. It's so good.
So, like when someone else backed the game, they had to choose a clan to be a part of.
Yeah. So the way they originally described it to us was that people would choose whatever clan they were in, and they would get a code saying how to unlock like their specific item for that clan. And I guess that plan changed at some point because anyone can use the code.
Okay, so I can get your egg thing.
Yeah. So what you have to do is when you start a new file, you have to name the file like whatever the cheat code is. In my case, it's Egg Farm, all caps. But like there's
a cave name.
No. But there's like 20 different YouTubers that were involved. So there's like a bunch of different things. Like Two Best Friends Play have references in there despite not being around anymore. The Grumps are in there. A bunch of my friends got in there with stuff. Like people have weapons you can use. People have other masks you can use. It all seems it's okay starting equipment too. Like it's Defense +5, which will get you at least a little bit into the game based on previous Castlevanias anyways.
Okay, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then in the credits, it's going to say, like, Proton John's clan, and then the people that chose you.
I guess. So I'll find out if it was only 5 people or not. Like, I have no idea how many people backed my clan. And the only way to know is to beat the game and watch the credits.
Sure. Well, I mean, just watch the credits in some capacity.
But the thing is, too, like, there's so many other, like, higher-level YouTubers and streamers in there that I'm just like, I'm going to be one of the smaller clans. I know it.
I think getting an item is already a pretty big thing.
But getting an item is crazy. I'm so thrilled that in a Egavania, I've got an item. That's my day made. And then finding out that it also shows up in the cutscenes kind of made like my whole year basically. I didn't expect that. I thought like, oh, it's cosmetic, but when you're running around, but like when they do cutscenes, it'll go away. Nope.
Just
hilarious. Hilarious.
Okay. Well, I mean, with that, Paul, why don't you just continue with what you've been playing?
Yeah. I mean, I played Bloodstained today a little bit. I can't wait to get back into it more. I'm not the biggest fan of this type of Castlevania, but since we're doing the old style Castlevania for TDP Plus, and I've been playing a bunch of that, it's kind of nice change to like, I mean, whatever. It's kind of a nice change to be able to control completely, like, nice controls on a game.
Yeah, have like a good game to play.
Well, that's not true. Not necessarily true anyway. So yeah, it's just been kind of the nice, like, other style to go to, and it's the new thing that, like, hasn't been completely spoiled for me yet. And yeah, I'm super stoked to play more of it. It feels exactly the way it probably should. And I was a little skeptical at first because Mighty Number 9 happened, and that was supposed to be better. So I was kind of like, oh, maybe these old game styles just aren't good anymore in this modern age. This kind of proves that wrong. It plays totally fine, and I can't wait to see more of it. I don't have a lot to talk about on it yet, though. I've been playing Void Bastards a bunch. I know you talked about this a while ago. And it's exactly like you said. It's a first-person FTL where you, like, have the star grid where to decide where you want to go for whatever you're, like, scavenging for or looking for. And then when you get
resources and stuff.
Yeah, and then when you get there, you like, board a ship or, like, a convenience mart or whatever, and you go in, and if it's, like, a store of some kind, you just buy whatever you want if you have the monies or means to. And if it's a ship, you usually just run into a bunch of things that are trying to get you off the ship by killing you or whatever, and you're just scavenging for stuff to make.
Yeah, what do you think of, like, the dialogue and the humor?
It's only really the one type of monster, whatever the fuck they are. The, like, little short dudes that are like, oi, and, like, kind of annoying and saying British slang at you all the time, right?
I mean, they all talk. Like, the, like, scribes are, like, always, like, worrying or whatever, and the tourists are just, like, bumbling idiots.
Yeah, the tourists are just like slimes that explode if you scare them or whatever, right?
Yeah. But also, like, the just like the main narrator in general.
Oh, okay.
The robot.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's honestly more charming than I thought it would be, the way it was described.
Yeah,
So,
I think it's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I enjoy quite a bit. I really like that gameplay style too, of kind of seeing how far you can go. I guess the big difference between this and FTL is FTL, you're trying to get to a certain end spot and being strong enough to take on the end boss at the end of it. This is more
and then
like,
not being strong enough and losing and never beating that game.
Over. Right, exactly.
Yeah.
This is definitely more like a Rogue Legacy approach of you're trying to just get things to make your next run more powerful so you can get further in and further in. So you can kind of like, it kind of expects you to die quite a few times and like push further and further each time because you get more items and unlock more stuff and whatnot. So it's kind of neat. I like just the aesthetic of everything in it. Like, I like
the comic book stuff.
Like, no, I mean like the actual items itself. The comic book stuff, sure, but like I really like the kitty bomb. That's just like a cat robot that like distracts them and then blows up when they get near them, and just like, I don't know, weird cutesy little things like that. I think it's a neat game, and I've been having quite a bit of fun with it. State of Decay 2, I went back to, and I've continued playing a bunch of that. I lost my first group of survivors completely, and so I've been playing with the new ones in that like update that they had.
The story mode?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The new thing's called Heartland that they released, so that's what I've been trying out. That's just more State of Decay 2, but I like that game. It's been fun. Good time. These are all because of Xbox on PC, by the way, for Game Pass.
For Game Pass.
Yeah. And more importantly, I've been playing Opus Magnum, which is a game I've been wanting to play for a while. This is one of the Zachtronics games, which, if people don't know what that name means, it means you better expect programming of some sort. Zachtronics games are like games that are basically all programming type.
Oh, this is that like machine thing. I've seen like 1,000 gifs of this on Twitter and didn't know what it was.
You make alchemy machines, yeah. So the idea is that there is a story. You're like a budding alchemist, and every one of those like little symbol balls or whatever you're making machines to like continuously just produce like a certain substance or object or whatever. So like one of the first things you do is like aircraft fuel or oil or something like that, and it tells you like this is what you need to make, and then these are your pieces or whatever, and then you're just making the automation of like things grabbing each other and like moving them to the finished product zone. And then you get rated on how much surface area on the screen you used, how efficient it is, like how many cycles it takes to do one, and then the cost, because each piece has like a certain cost associated with it as well. So it's just a puzzle game, but it's super fun, and I've been interested in a while. Those games don't seem to go down in price very often to a price point that like I enjoy. I like puzzle games, but I don't like spending a lot on them is the thing, which is why it took me it took me a long time for The Witness for me to play The Witness. Like, in fact, it took me until it was free and given to me to play it. And kind of the same with this. Like, for $1, I was able to basically play this and a few other things currently. Yeah, I'm really, really enjoying it. It's a good time. And if you like puzzles and have, like, that programming brain thing of, like, there's a problem and these are your tools to solve it, and then you just solve it, it's super, super satisfying. And I really like that when you do a thing, at the very end, it's like, congratulations, you beat the puzzle or whatever. And one of the buttons is just, like, make a GIF of it. And then you just click that, and it puts it right on the desktop for you, of, like, the looping automation over and over.
That's why I was seeing so many. Okay, that makes sense.
Brilliant. Brilliant way to get people to share your game. Other than that, Cadence of Hyrule came out, and it's one of the high points of my year. So
it's very good.
Yeah. It took me, I would say, maybe half an hour to get into the rhythm of how that game plays, because it's not like a screen-by-screen thing. It's kind of like, you know, an overworld and dungeons and stuff. Like, it's a Legend of Zelda game, but, like, in rhythm, kind of. And so I was just like, okay, whatever. And then I get in the rhythm of the game, and I didn't stop playing for, like, 5 hours my first session, and I've just been steadily plugging away at it ever since. That
have you beaten it?
No, I'm 2, what are they called? Instruments or whatever in?
Yeah, dungeons.
Yeah, like, I think you have to collect 4, it said. So I would say, I guess I'm halfway. I've explored the whole overworld, though.
Oh, okay, so you're just, like, taking your time with it? Because I'm pretty sure you could probably beat this game in, like, a few hours.
Yeah, no, I've been looking for, like, all the secrets and getting the chests and all that stuff. I really, really like just listening to the music in the overworld, and then I've just been going in the dungeons and taking my time through them as well. But
right, yeah, the music is fantastic. Like, oh, it is so good. I tweeted about this and I showed it to you beforehand. The boss music for the Death Mountain dungeon, the Glockenspiel, or however you say it, is so good. It's a remix of the Song of Storms.
Mm-hmm.
And that is so far like my favorite music, and it's really great.
Yeah.
But even just the overworld is real good. There's just a lot of really good music in there for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
And it does the Link Between Worlds, or the Breath of the Wild thing of you can take the dungeons on in whatever order you want.
Yeah.
So which 2 did you do?
The first one was, oh my god, I forgot what you get from it. It's the 4, no, not 4. The 5, like, statues. The statue that bursts into 5 with, like, rock guitars.
I think that's the one I haven't done.
Oh, okay.
I've done 3. I did the water dungeon, or ice dungeon, I guess.
Okay.
I did the wind dungeon, which is the Death Mountain one up in the top right. And then I did the poison dungeon, which was kind of near the Lost Woods area.
Sure.
And I want to say...
So mine was what? The desert dungeon, probably? Was it in the desert?
Maybe. I'm heading towards the desert right now.
In the bottom right?
That's where I'm heading at the moment.
Okay. Which one was the poison one? That sounds familiar.
It's kind of a little southish of you. It's like a forest. Like it would be like the forest dungeon, but there's just lots of poison stuff around. Go Maracas is the boss, which is another great pun. There's a lot of good music puns mixed with Zelda stuff. Like, it is a very smart game.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm just trying to see which boss it was. So the one...
Go Maracas. It's a spider?
Yeah, no, that's not the one I did.
Okay, you probably did the ice one then, if you haven't done
the
Death
Wiz
Mountain.
Robe. Or Wiz Robo, apparently. And the other one I was talking about is Bass Guitarmos Nights. So, there you go. Yeah, no, I'm super enjoying it. I really, really love it a lot. I think it's brilliant that, like, on the overworld, after you beat all the monsters, you can just kind of explore that screen, like, freely, not in time. There's been a lot of times where I've just, like, looked around for secrets and stuff and just paid a little more close attention than just, like, trying to go from point to point.
Right. We should explain that whole mechanic for people who aren't familiar with what this really is.
Sure.
So if you didn't play Crypt of the Necrodancer, you're probably pretty confused.
Oh,
the world is set up as a grid, which, you know, Legend of Zelda is set up as a grid. But everything is moving along the grid in time with the music, and there's like a beat kind of tracker, a visual one along the bottom. And so if you can continue to move at the same beat, your attacks will be stronger. You don't get any, there's not really a negative for going against it. You just won't have a stronger attack.
Right.
And then anytime you clear a screen of any kind of threat or enemy, that just goes away completely. And then you can, like, kind of move freeform until you go to the next area or whatever. Right. There is also a mode to turn that off. Did you come across this?
No, and honestly, I don't think I would, because that's the
I chose not to either. But the fairy said it to me, like, you seem to be missing a lot of beats.
Oh.
Hey, there's this other mode, and I didn't think I was actually missing that many.
Oh, okay. Maybe you just came across it at some point then.
Yeah. Oh, I'm kind of surprised you didn't then, because I would assume I was missing some kind of at a natural pace, because you're not going to be perfect forever. But anyways, you can turn off the beat tracking so that the enemies will only move when you move.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So you still have to kind of anticipate what's going on, but you can kind of take as long as you want to be like, okay, well, I know this guy attacks, you know, diagonally, and then he sits for 2 spots, and then he attacks again, and then he moves or whatever. So it becomes a bit of like a strategy-ish game.
Yeah.
But now you're not like have the threat of the music kind of making you go fast.
Right.
Yeah, I chose not to play that one because this game isn't really hard enough.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I will say it was at its hardest ever. The very few couple times that you only have the dagger and you're just getting used to how it rolls. After that, like, the big thing is that after you just start finding like a normal sword, basically, it's way easier. Like, the different weapons make that game so much easier.
Getting the spear was a game changer.
The spear almost feels cheap.
Yeah,
like, honestly.
So that's what I was gonna say. My one issue with this game is, first off, I wish it was longer.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I think if you're kind of just going at a natural pace, you'll beat it in maybe 5 hours, and then however long the cleanup takes.
Okay, sure.
So I wish there was kind of more. There's only the 4 dungeons. I think the dungeons are pretty short. They're only like 2 kind of standard Necrodancer floors and then a boss.
Yeah, they're very short.
So I kind of wish the dungeons had a bit more to them, even if it was just like some puzzle solving. There isn't any puzzle solving in this game, really.
Right.
The biggest puzzle, it would be like, how do I get this block over there so I can go up a ledge?
Right. Yeah.
And then pushing it properly. So that part's kind of missing from a Zelda. Yeah. But I do think there's a bit of a pacing issue because it starts off pretty hard. I was dying pretty frequently, but then you just get like the spear or a broadsword, and then like after I hit the first dungeon and unlocked the spear, and then I also came across the ring that heals me when I get a kill.
Oh,
like I barely ever die anymore. Like, I am almost unkillable. I have so many hearts.
Yeah.
And then that just, becomes like, increases exponentially. I do think the game takes this into account with some of the bosses, and I think the bosses get more difficult if you tackle them later on.
Okay.
I could be mistaken, but what I noticed with the most recent boss I did, which was the spider one, after I went through and like took out all of its hearts,
Yeah.
it had like a speed up, like a second form. And none of the other ones had that. So I don't know if that was specific to that one or if it's just because I'm in the second half of the game, every boss will have a second form now.
See, I did the statues first.
See, I haven't done that.
And when I beat the statues, the main one, like his like doppelganger ones that he creates or whatever, the main one had like an enrage and got faster and a bit harder.
Okay, so maybe I'm just mistaking and they don't actually get harder.
Or you've been killing them too fast.
Well, it's not just that, because like this one, like specifically, I took out all of its health and then it got a new health meter.
Oh no!
Like there was straight up a second form to it.
I see. Okay.
So I would need to look into it a bit more. That would make sense to me that they would just figure out like, oh, this is your third dungeon, so we're gonna double up on the difficulty or whatever. Right. Or even if it's just like we're gonna make the health meter longer or whatever it is.
That helps too, actually. Being able to take one extra hit, and a lot of times has helped so much of just getting like a heart in the early game. So it definitely gets easier. And honestly, there's a point where it actually just kind of plays like a Legend of Zelda game, even with the beat thing and less of a necrodancer thing, because like you don't
like it's so easy.
And yeah, you don't stop moving really, and like it's just kind of becomes second nature of just like tapping the button a certain way rather than just like holding it, basically. Yeah, I don't know. It's neat. I like it quite a bit.
It's weird because like the first Necrodancer is so hard.
It's very difficult. Yeah,
is insanely hard. It's like an FTL level of this is a difficult game. So it's weird that they went so far in the other direction with the difficulty. I kind of wish it was that Cadence was a bit harder. I actually think there is a hard mode. I know there's a permadeath mode. But at that point, that's not what I'm really looking for. Anyway, though, I'm definitely enjoying it. It is so cool that this thing exists.
Yeah,
this is such a weird thing, and I love it, and I love that I'll be able to be like, hey, do you remember this Zelda game? Like, this is easily one of my favorite Zelda games now, just because of how weird it is.
Who are you playing, or who did you start as?
Oh, Link, good question. I did Zelda.
Me too. Okay.
Oh man, I was hoping you did Link because I could ask about it.
Yeah, I'm playing as Cadence now though. Because
how do you switch?
You just find her randomly in the overworld, and she's like, "Hey, I'll join your adventure if you want, I guess."
Oh, okay. Because I found her in like caves and stuff.
Yeah, she's just there somewhere. I don't remember where, honestly. I couldn't even spoil it if I wanted to for you. She's there.
Right. I thought if I found Link, I thought it said that if you find Link, you'll be able to like switch around. And it sounds like that's the case. Yeah, I went to Link's house because this is basically Link to the Past. Like the house is right where you think it is in comparison to Hyrule Castle, and he wasn't there.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, I chose Zelda because I was like, I never get to play as Zelda. I play as Link all the time.
Oh, I guess the last thing I would say or ask you, how do you feel about like the durability on stuff? Like rings and boots and stuff. So like if you find good boots, you're eventually going to like run out of them, and do you like that, or
right?
Are you not?
I don't care that like I said, this game gets so easy, it doesn't matter. And once you break something, like the next enemy you kill will drop it.
Yeah.
Like every time you do die and you have your choice of like things to buy, it's like, I'm not going to buy any of this stuff. I'm going to kill one person and you're going to drop the thing for me. There's no point. Like buying a shovel, buying a torch doesn't matter. I'm going to kill a few enemies and you'll drop them for me anyway.
You get so many shovels. Oh my god, they're everywhere.
So but again, get that spear. Buy that spear early on, and this game becomes a breeze.
That spear is that's almost like cheating, almost. Because man,
because you like don't even have to like learn the enemy rules. You just have to be like, oh, he's 2 away from me now. Attack.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, good game. I'm liking it a lot.
I like it a lot too. That's all I've been playing.
All right. Okay. In the last 2 weeks, let's see. I've played some Full Metal Furies.
Okay. How was that?
That I'm liking that game quite a bit. I'm playing that co-op with a buddy, which seems like the way to do it. They really want you to play co-op. You can play solo, but it just does not seem like you would want to do that because you got to switch around characters. This is a beat 'em up, and it's very similar in progression to Rogue Legacy, which makes sense. It's that developer again,
right?
But just the idea of like, oh, you can upgrade your health like 15 times. You can upgrade your defense like 15 times, but instead of it being a roguelike, this has like a world map and you're going from level to level. There's a good amount of humor involved with it. It is just a really solid game. So yeah, it's on Game Pass. I can't recommend it enough, especially if you have people to play with. It seems super fun.
Cool.
Guacamelee 2.
Okay.
Yeah, because Bloodstained was coming out, and I was like, man, I want to play some Metroidvania. Guacamelee 2, unsurprisingly, is fantastic. So was the first one. This one, the whole premise is that there is a Mexiverse.
Okay.
Where they bring in all these different universes. There's like the dark timeline and the groovy timeline, and you have to save all these different universes as the last remaining whatever your character is. You're the only one alive, so they find you in this whatever timeline and they pull you out of it, and they're like, we need you to save the Mexiverse. And it's delightful, it's silly, you can turn into a chicken. So yeah, Guacamelee 2 is just really great. I also been playing a bit of Overcooked because they came out with a new piece of DLC. And what I didn't realize is that a couple months ago, they came out with more DLC and a season pass.
Oh.
Okay. So this is Overcooked 2 might just be like my favorite live game at this point. They're putting so much content out.
Yeah, I'm going to look into this. So what's the new DLC? What did they add?
There's a couple pieces of DLC. The one I missed was called Campfire Cookout, which it's all campfire related stuff. So you're in like tree houses making stuff and whatnot. And the final level is insanely difficult. Like we can't even get 1 star. We want to get 1 star so we can just finish it up, but it is real hard.
Okay.
And then the most recent DLC is
Night of the Hangry Horde.
Night of the Hangry Horde, which adds a horde mode to this game.
Yeah, I'm looking at this right now. Wow.
Yeah, so while you're cooking stuff, the unbred are trying to break into your kitchen. So you have to like board up the walls and stuff while you're cooking and whatnot.
Sure.
I haven't played any of that. Can't really talk about that stuff exactly. I'm working my way through the Campfire Cookout, but the season pass is $20, and it gets you both of those. I know the Hangry one by itself is like 10, and I think Campfire was like 6 or 7.
I just added them up actually. So the stuff that's already out altogether is $30.90. So you're saving $5 already, and then there's another one for $7 coming out. Yeah.
So makes sense. Season passes are always a better deal than buying them piecemeal. And I've been buying everything, so of course I was going to pick up the season pass.
Sure.
I'm glad they are supporting Overcooked 2 so much. They did like 1 piece of content for Overcooked 1, and I think it was the Christmas one. They have so much more. Actually, there may have been an island one for Overcooked 1 as well. So there was 2. This one's had like 6 already.
Yeah, they had
so
a few here.
Yeah, that's great. I'm excited to see that.
Yep.
Moving on, I've been playing some Elder Scrolls Legends on my phone. I briefly mentioned this last week.
Yeah, Elder Scrolls Hearthstone. How do you like it?
Yeah, it's Hearthstone.
Yeah.
I guess the unique thing about this one is it has lanes, and lanes are cool. So instead of just one like playing field where you put your cards down, there's sometimes 2. Most of the time there's 2.
Yeah.
And there will also be different mechanics involved with the different lanes. So one of them will be like covered in mist or shadows. That's what it is. It's covered in shadows. So that'll mean for the first turn, this enemy cannot be attacked because it's hidden, basically. But the lanes are also interesting because you can't attack directly across the lanes from each other, like into a different lane. You can only attack what is in your lane. Unless your card says otherwise, there are things like, that'll work for adjacent stuff. But that's just kind of a fun little twist. They also have these, I think they're ruins or something around your health. Every 5 health, you start with 30 health. Every 5 health, a ruin breaks, and then you get to draw a card. And there are cards designed around, if this is drawn during a broken ruin, you can play it right away.
Yeah, what is that again?
Or like
prophetic or prophet or something?
Prophecy.
Prophecy, yeah.
Which those are good against like decks about like rushing you really fast, and you don't have a time to like think back. Well, it's like, well, if I just make a bunch of prophecy cards, they can hit me as much as they want, and it's going to let me put out a bunch of monsters.
Yeah, no,
So
there's
that's
some
kind of
really
cool
good
too. That was
ideas
kind of
in
unique.
it, honestly.
Yeah, the reason I'm playing it so much is it has a story mode.
It does.
Like several different stories.
Yep.
I'm still in the first story mode. There's like 4. Something really nice about, I don't need to connect with someone online. I can play as slow as I want. Just load up the story mode and just like play another chapter or whatever. So I'm liking that quite a bit. And that's the draw for me. And it's free. Yeah, I could buy card packs, but I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
My one complaint is it keeps giving me push notifications about Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm about to turn the push notifications off because I don't care about like Elsewhere or whatever the next content update for Elder Scrolls Online is going to be.
It's elsewhere,
Okay.
that other place.
Yeah,
Elsewhere.
exactly.
Somewhere else.
Yeah.
Somewhere else.
Some other location.
Yeah, different spot. But there's no like energy mechanics or anything in terms of that kind of free to play nonsense. It's just buy card packs, it seems like. Actually, there could be. I haven't really looked outside the story mode, so don't quote me on that. But the story mode is fun. I like the story mode.
Yeah, no, it's that game is actually pretty fun. It has some good ideas in it. I really do like the catch-up mechanics, essentially, what you're talking about, where if you're getting your ass handed to you, you might draw like 4 amazing cards and then like get back in. So it's cool.
And the last game I will talk about is A Plague Tale.
Yeah.
Which runs fine on my computer.
Of course it does. You're why are you doubting this?
Well, it's always such a surprise because I've never been in this world. Although this thing makes my graphics card so loud.
Yeah.
Like it is crazy how loud it gets, to the point where I was like, I gotta play with headphones. And then I was like, this is still so loud. I was like, I'm gonna try the Steam Link again. Let's play it on the couch.
Did it work?
It works and it runs fine.
Okay.
But it does the since it's streaming, it does the whole thing Netflix does of when like the internet dips a bit, it starts like artifacting and getting blocky.
Gross. Okay.
So it kept going back and forth from that, and it was doing things like if I was standing still, everything would like crisp up and look nice, and then when I would like rotate the camera, it would get blocky because it's like
fuzzy or something.
Building the geometry or whatever, and which is annoying when you're like walking through like buildings that have tons of rats everywhere, and you're like, is that a shadow or is that like a fuck ton of rats? And I have to like stop the character from moving to like see like, okay, that's not a shadow. I can't go that way yet.
Maybe try turning stuff like motion blur if it's on off. That might be doing it.
Maybe. Honestly, it was fine because it was still running smoothly. It was just looking kind of crappy, and I didn't care too much anyways. I was just wanting to try out the Steam Link. Sure. So I'll probably actually, that's the thing though, is like if I bring it back to the computer, I'm stuck at 1080. And no HDR. Like moving it to the screen up in the living room was like, wow, this game looks so much better than at my computer.
Yeah.
But I might just come back to the computer and put like some big headphones on, so that I'm drowning out the noise. But anyways, that's a cool game. You've talked about it a ton. It's just it's a stealth game. I'm just kind of liking the whole atmosphere and kind of just stuff going on with that. It's interesting.
Downtrodden is the word I use for that atmosphere consistently.
Yeah. There's crafting mechanics in this game that I don't think are like needed. Like when they introduced this, I was like, this seems like, why is this in the game?
You need to make your own ammo at some point.
Oh, do you?
Because you get different types of ammo for your slingshot later.
Okay. Yeah, because it was like, now you can carry like more pots. And I was like, I mean, that's fine, but you kept giving me a pot every time I needed it. Like it almost seems like they looked at their game and they were like, I feel like this game's too shallow and it needs just like one more thing in it.
No,
It needs one more gamey mechanic.
No, there's a video game in there. Give it a little bit and you're like, holy shit, there's a video game in this.
Okay, yeah, to be fair, I'm only in like chapter like 3 or 4.
Okay, yeah. It'll get to the point where every chapter is a way for them to introduce the new game thing that they added, and you'll be like, wait, what? I thought this was
I will say this, I had like this one boss fight.
Yeah.
In like chapter 2 or something. And it was the silliest premise of this dude in his armor.
Undressing
and I had
him?
to like so I had to wait for him to swing his axe, and then I had to run behind him and throw a rock at, I guess, one of the buckles on his armor to break it off. And I had to do that like 4 times. Then I threw a rock so hard at his head he died.
He died. I know. It's fucking awesome. It's weird.
It's so silly.
It's
like,
so silly.
That is so, because this game for the most part is taking itself pretty seriously.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, all right, now throw rocks at this dude's buckles until his armor falls off.
You need to finish this game. You need to see this ending. Holy shit. All right.
I definitely plan to.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I've been playing.
Okay.
Let's do a little bit of news. There's not much that's worth talking about. Harry Potter Wizards Unite, which is the next game from Niantic, the Pokemon Go developers, is coming out this Friday.
Oh, wow. Holy shit.
Really?
Yep. I guess there was some kind of event going on, and they announced this, I guess, this morning. But yeah, are you guys interested?
No. I've never seen a Harry Potter movie in its fullest.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That sounds difficult. That's like a not
yeah,
seeing the Marvel
especially
movies.
since I own most of them on DVD.
You should watch them. They're like fine movies.
I heard the first one's not very good, but yeah.
1 and 2 kind of just seem like Christmas movies almost in how just like whimsical they are, but like 3's really good, and then on they get dark.
Okay.
What about you, John? You're a big Pokemon Go fan.
I don't care about Harry Potter, so not really.
Okay. I mean, I'm gonna try it because why not? I want to see what they're doing.
Honestly, me too. Because why not?
Yeah, I mean, I'm as interested as I would be for like Minecraft Earth, is I just kind of want to see like what people are doing in this space. To be fair though, I didn't play that Garfield one.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Garfield ripoff one.
Paul, you did, right?
Oh yeah, I played a bunch of that Garfield one.
So this has to be better than that.
Well, I don't know. Does it have Garfield?
It doesn't. You know what does have Garfield though? Is that Garfield Eats app. Have you seen this shit?
I have, yeah.
What?
I have I don't know I know it's in Canada. I don't know if it's everywhere. I have a friend in Toronto that used it.
Oh, why? All right. Is it?
Are you looking this up, John?
What the hell is this?
Report your findings. I want a fresh perspective on this.
It's only in Toronto and Dubai.
Also, yeah. Like what?
Yeah, because I was going to say, like, I've heard of this, but if it's in Canada, I need to go. I'm not going to Toronto.
World's first Garfield quick mobile restaurant.
Yeah.
Garfield Eats pizza, lasagna, and coffee. Love me, feed me, don't leave me.
They're called Garfachinos.
The pizzas are actually shaped like Garfield's head.
Yep.
The world's first enter-gauging pizza or delivery app. What is
That's
this?
Right.
It's entertaining and engaging.
Oh, I forgot
Garfield
about that.
loves weekends. Say yes to free lasagnas, pizzas, and Garfachinos. You will be notified by a push. No way.
Yeah.
Call it. This is like the most like
Garfachino
pop-up site right now. Holy shit.
I've ever heard.
What's that?
Garfachino is one of the worst words I've ever heard.
Worse than entergagement? Because fuck, I hate that.
Oh man, they got Jim Davis to talk about Garfield Eats.
Jim Davis is in deep with this.
Jim Davis is alive still? Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
He looks pretty old, but he's still alive.
Wow.
This is so weird.
If this was in Calgary, I would have done this by now.
So my friend ordered one.
Strips on the drinks and everything. What the hell?
My friend ordered a pizza and a Garfachino. It took 2 hours to get to him.
Oh no!
Isn't that insane?
I mean, that's
Could you imagine
long,
waiting
dude.
2 hours for your
Nope.
delivery pizza?
That's too long.
Considering, like, didn't like Pizza Hut or whatever have like 30 minutes or it's free?
No, I think that was Domino's, and they dropped
Okay.
it because that was crazy.
Um,
They were losing.
people are
money on
asking
it.
about the prices. Do you have the prices there?
I can't find that for some reason. I found the big cow lasagna.
The price?
Okay, let's see. Order here.
No,
Let's make an order for later.
I think you have the
tomorrow.
order if you want to actually see the price.
Pick a day.
World's first Garfield shaped pizza. And there's a little tiny dark
Along the
chocolate
side of the
Garfield
box, it says "Love me, feed me, don't leave me," which I guess is from the movie, but that's also weird.
Confirm and view
Little
menu. Okay, what do you boys want? What are we ordering?
Give me some pizza.
A pizza?
What's
okay.
what's a large Hawaiian?
Oh, did you know that Garfield is apparently the chairman of Garfield Eats?
That makes
Good.
sense.
I guess.
You can meet the friends at the bottom of their site, so you see the CEO, the co-founder, and the chairman, and the chairman's just Garfield.
Also the app has episodes of Garfield and Friends you can just watch.
Makes
Great.
sense. Like the
yeah.
drinks have comics on them.
Yep.
All right, for pizza.
Free
do
gift, dark
do-
chocolate.
Do you want Shish Kitchen, Is a Rib, Peroni, Garita, Giardino, Indiano, or Garnivore pizza?
What are those names?
What are you even talking? What do you? Nothing you just said was English.
I'll take the pepperoni one, I guess.
Oh, the Garfield Peroni pizza? Gotcha.
I
Okay.
guess. Thanks.
A large of that will be $18.99.
And how
One.
big is a large?
One Garfield head.
It's one head of Garfield. Yeah, it doesn't actually say.
What do you want? Like a radius for
Jesus.
Garfield's head shape?
Yes!
How do you answer that?
I love
Well,
this.
it's 13 inches if you go from like ear to chin, but it's only 6 if you go from like
It doesn't
cheek to
say
chin.
what's on it either. It
You just have to know what a Garfaroni
This is
is.
the menu. I'm ordering basically now, and you just have to know what a Peroni pizza is or is a rib. What's an is a rib?
Is a
pizza?
rib?
Yeah.
Can we try and guess what these are? Say the names again.
Okay, Garfield Shish Chicken Pizza. SHISH Shish Chicken.
What do you think, John? Obviously something chicken.
Obviously chicken.
Like rotisserie chicken? I don't know, just like I'm gonna say it's just a chicken. Just chicken pizza.
This makes sense. I found the descriptions of each item.
Oh, okay.
Shish chicken is our traditional Middle Eastern marinated chicken shish kebab, specially marinated
shish
for
kebab.
Garfield
Shish
eats with
kebab.
sprigs of handpicked lemon thyme, mixed with oregano and olive oil on our natural dough bed, topped with fresh farm vegetables to your plate with our delicious Garfield Eats secret sauce.
Okay. If you have the descriptions, then let's have me and Paul guess what they
All right.
are.
Okay. For is a rib,
All right, well,
I'm thinking
yeah,
it's
let's go with it as a rib.
It's an Italian rib pizza. Like is a rib.
Like rib meat?
Yeah.
Okay,
You know,
so it's like
is
so
a
pulled
rib.
pork.
It's
So
a
it's like a
rib
pulled pork pizza.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I could see that.
Is that where you going with, Sean?
Like a pulled pork pizza.
Nope. Is a rib pizza is our cowboy cut strips of ribeye steak, the center best portion of the rib steak
Oh.
on our natural dough bed, topped with fresh farm vegetables to your plate with our delicious Garfield Eats secret sauce.
What's the secret
Great.
sauce, I wonder?
It's secret. Yeah, Garfield Peroni is literally just
Pepperoni.
pepperoni.
That's an easy one. Okay.
A Garita is a
With
margarita
special
pizza.
sweet and sour balsamic red onions. Also, it's got red onions and pepperoni. Garfield Garita.
Is a margarita pizza.
That's gotta be a margarita. Yeah, margarita pizza. So tomato.
Mozzarella toppings on our natural dough bread crowned with our delicious Garfield secret sauce.
Okay.
Giardino.
See, this one's throwing me off because I think Giardino is the name of a brand of pizza in the States, right? Or is that Giordano's?
You're thinking DiGiorno.
DiGiorno, I know is one. I don't actually know. I have no idea.
Giordano's, I think, is something like that.
We have something called Ghirardelli's chocolate, but I can't think of what you guys are thinking about. At least I don't think it's a West Coast thing.
Mm. Yeah, I have
What
no
is
idea.
it? What is it? I have no idea.
Rich leafy broccoli and green avocado on natural dough bed. Blah blah blah.
Okay.
You know, same. So it's a
Okay.
green avocado and broccoli pizza.
I'd put avocado on a pizza, sure. I don't know about. I probably would not put broccoli on my pizza.
And there's the Garfield Indiano.
I have no idea. I was trying to think of
Yeah,
this. Oh, probably like butter chicken or something, right? Like Indian spices of some sort.
I have no idea.
That would be a good guess, but I don't think so.
Oh.
Indian-inspired pizza top with fresh cheese, paneer, a rich source
paneer.
of milk protein cooked with mild Garfield Eats secret masala sauce infused with light Indian spices.
I'm gonna take
Do they have
a half
cheese
winner.
pizza?
The closest they had was the marinara, or not the marinara, the margarita rather, the Garfield Garita.
Excuse me. Okay.
And Garnivore is a meat lovers, right?
That has to be a meat lover.
It has to be.
That's the closest I've got, I guess. Which one?
Garnivore?
That's not on this site.
Oh, weird. Okay, I can order one.
It's not on that list I'm using here.
It's $18.99 for a large.
Anyway, the moral of the story is that the Harry Potter game comes out on Friday.
Oh my god, I forgot all about that. Okay. Let me close all these tabs I have open.
Oh my god, just kill me now.
All right. Next up is the Dr. Mario World game. The mobile Dr. Mario game has a release date of July 10th. You can already pre-order your app now. Yeah, whatever you. Yeah, there's some pictures of like a Dr. Peach, Dr. Toad, Dr. Bowser.
Okay.
Dr. Yoshi.
Is there a Dr. Yoshi?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't think I would trust a Dr. Yoshi.
I would not trust a Dr. Bowser.
No, I think he's all right.
He seems reputable.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no way that guy is not just.
Someone pointed out they compared his outfit for that game to the one he has in Odyssey, his tuxedo, and apparently a bunch of the shit is the same. So he repurposed his wedding outfit so he could become a doctor.
That's.
I mean, the wedding's off as well.
The shoes are the same. The pants are pretty similar. The coat has a lot of similarities, but they took off like the purple.
I mean, he probably
really
spent
funny.
like upwards of 500 coins on that fucking suit.
It can't be easy to get a suit tailored to your body as Bowser.
That's what I'm saying.
All those spikes have to really ruin it.
Because they don't have humans there. They have weird goblin people.
But he's also the only, like... Him and his son and I guess the Koopa kids are the only, like, Koopalings we know of. Like those 7 or 8.
That's still like 10 of them, isn't it?
But most of them don't wear clothing. Bowser's the only one shown wearing clothing, unless you count that bib that Bowser Jr. wears to try to be scary.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we're asking questions that aren't meant to be answered. This was just kind of a weird. EB Games now has a website where you can just look up what the trade-in value is. I only bring this up.
They fought that for ages.
Yeah,
that's
we
crazy
there,
that they do
we
that.
weren't even allowed to say what the trade-in value on the phone was. They had to be in the store. But yeah, now you can just search it up. It's ebgames.ca/trade-in or /trade values. Obviously, this is just for Canada, but yeah, I just thought that was interesting.
I like this actually.
I mean, it's super easy for the consumer, but
yeah,
back in our time, they wanted people to be in the store asking about the game and whatnot.
You can tell they're dying because this is the gasps of a dying company right here.
Yeah.
Ubisoft came out and said that Just Dance 2020 will be the last Just Dance on the Wii.
I saw this, yeah.
Which I guess that means this will be the last Wii game.
I saw a limited run joking that they were going to release something on there on the Wii, but yeah, no, officially this is the last Wii game.
Yeah, there's a statement here from, I guess, director Alain Core. I'm probably pronouncing that incorrectly. I think we are the last soldier standing. We are the last game on the Wii, and we are happy about that as there are still a lot of fans wanting to play on it. Now we see they are going to the Switch, and at the end of the year, that Just Dance 2020 will be one of the best games on the Switch because there are more and more families playing on it. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, yeah. So the Wii started with Ubisoft, ending with Ubisoft. It's poetic.
Yep.
And the last bit of news is this weird statement from EA today about loot boxes and surprise mechanics. Did you guys see this?
I have not.
What?
They're not loot boxes. They're surprise mechanics.
Oh no.
Oh, fuck you.
Carrie
closing
Hopkins, EA VP of Legal and Government Affairs. I guess this is in dealing with the UK's current stance on loot boxes, and everyone's cracking down on loot boxes. So Carrie here came out and said, insists that the company's randomized purchases aren't loot boxes, but rather surprise mechanics. In an oral evidence session with the UK Parliament's Digital Culture, Media and Sport Committee, Hopkins compares the mechanics to surprise toys, which have been around for years, whether it's Kinder Eggs or Hatchimals or LOL Surprise, which I have no idea what that is.
I thought you guys banned Kinder Eggs in the States.
In the States, they don't have Kinder Eggs here, no.
They have Kinder Joy now. That's how they got around it. They separated the two, so half of it is chocolate and the other half is the toy. So like they're obvious separate parts now. That's how they got around it.
I think too many Americans were eating the toys, right? I mean, that had to have been it, right?
No, it was literally it was a choking hazard. That was literally the thing.
Yeah, people in the chat are confirming. So what do you guys think? Are they surprise mechanics?
That's so stupid. That's like literally stupid.
If you they are very literally a mechanic that is a surprise. Yeah.
I'm trying to find where they said this other part, but quite ethical was apparently something else they said.
That's the part that's a little dicey for me. It's just like, oh, they're quite ethical. Okay. Well.
Okay, here we go. We do think the way that we have implemented these kinds of mechanics, and FIFA, of course, is our big one, our FIFA Ultimate Team and our packs, is actually quite ethical and quite fun, quite enjoyable to people.
I would love to talk to this person and ask how how it's ethical. I want to know what their reason behind that is.
Let me see if it says.
Because they can say, we enjoy them and blah, blah, blah. But when you say they're ethical, I want to know how. How are they ethical? I'm listening.
I mean, I'm sure they're just looking like, hey, look how much money it's making. People clearly want to spend this money, or they wouldn't.
Yeah.
If it was if this was bad, people would not buy it. But look, they're buying it.
Yeah, this is ethical. This is ethics right here. Look at this bank account. I love it.
Yeah, this was just really stupid.
I love it.
And that does it for news. Let's do some questions. We've got a bunch because we've been skipping them.
All right.
If people want to send in questions, it's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. I'll read this first. I haven't read any of these. I'll read this first one from Matthew. Okay, choose a superpower you'd like to have, and we all need to have different answers.
Okay.
Okay, there's two parts.
Shape-shifting.
Okay. Flying.
Okay, if I say telekinesis, is that different enough from flying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then I pick telekinesis.
Okay.
Part 2. Once everyone has their chosen power, come up with a weakness or disability for the other hosts that makes their power functionally useless.
Oh, for other hosts. Ooh. Okay.
Yeah. And here's an example. The power super strength, the weakness has brittle bone disease.
Flight power, you can only fly 1 centimeter off the ground.
Okay.
It's definitely like a big like monkey's paw scenario.
See, the one that I was like thinking for myself was, oh, it's obvious, like crippling fear of heights.
That's
also a good one.
Yeah.
What's yours again, John?
Shape-shifting.
Okay, shape-shifting. But you can only shape-shift into like, I don't know, like I was trying to think of something just like awful, like an almost dead animal.
I have a good weakness for me if you you
go
know
ahead.
you can
Yeah,
give me
go ahead.
something. The idea I was writing a character when I was working on the book a while ago, and one of the characters I came up with was a shapeshifter that lost their memory every time they shapeshifted into something else.
Okay.
So they had to have fun, like somehow the new version of them had to say a key word to get their memory back. But there was no way, like the person had to like leave notes for them to actually get them to turn back to normal and stuff like that. So
Or-
yeah, losing your memory.
Or just Animorphs. You only get to do it for 2 hours, or you're stuck in it forever.
Also a good weakness.
Yeah.
And then you're Tobias and a bird.
It's
But then
true.
like Tobias got his second chance. He literally got his abilities back.
Like Spirit Tobias or whatever it was. I still don't quite understand what happened.
Yeah,
in that.
he was part alien, ends up. So they like time traveled back so he could steal his own DNA and turn back into human him if he wanted, but he would lose his morphing powers. So he's just like, fuck it, I'll stay as a bird.
Did you ever finish that series?
No, but I heard things, man. I
yeah.
looked it up on like Wiki, and the ending is wow.
Yeah, I never finished it, but I did the same thing. It gets like way dark. People just
Super
die.
dark.
Those last couple books, it's like, yo, everyone reading this grew up. Like, let's do it. Let's get serious now. Anyway,
How do you
I have a
people
good
even
one.
know anything about Animorphs? What are you talking about? I've been reading Animorphs
Yeah,
since before you
we
were
all
probably
grew up with
born.
Animorphs.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, I had the Scholastic book order. I own them all because 3 kept showing up every month, despite me not reading them that fast. Just like Goosebumps.
Yeah. I have all these books somewhere. Man.
I was even reading like some of the prequel books about like the Andalites' home planet nonsense.
I know the one you're talking about, the one that's like this thick and it's like yellow cover with like one of those fuckers on the cover of it.
Andalite, I think that's what they were
Yeah.
called. I'm surprised I remember the name Andalite.
I remember that book.
Did you guys ever watch the show?
No. Is it bad? Good?
Oh,
Sure
the
it
Animorph
is.
show, it was enjoyable. It had Sean Ashmore in it. That's literally the only
Really?
thing I remember about that show is Sean Ashmore.
Yes. I bet the special
And the
effects,
theme song. I still remember the damn theme song for some reason.
I bet
How
the
did it
special
go?
effects look like garbage.
Probably.
Okay, I got a good weakness for mine,
For
but
yours,
do you
yeah,
guys
yeah.
want to come up with one first?
For telekinesis?
Yours was telekinesis.
Or basically,
Okay.
like, like Jean Grey or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Oh, God, I was thinking psychokinesis again. God damn it.
Or I'll say mine. While you're thinking.
Okay.
So I can move things with my mind, so I can make myself fly or whatever. I can move things around, but I can only do it if I'm naked.
Okay.
That is really good. I was gonna say you can move things, but like it only moves like a centimeter an hour.
So just really slowly.
It's just
Oh.
extremely slowly, yeah.
This is easy. Your telekinesis only works when people aren't looking.
Aren't those two things combined literally a character from Mystery Men?
Probably.
There was a dude. There's a dude in that movie that could only turn invisible if no one was looking at
That's
him.
right. Yeah. Oh man, I'm gonna watch Mystery Men again. Damn. This is a good question. Good job. Is that it for that question? Okay. I got the next one from Suku. I was watching a Let's Play on Chrono Trigger and made me wonder, games that let you input a name, how often do you change the default if there is one? At what point do you feel obligated to keep the default name? I never change the default.
First playthrough, keep the name normal. If there's a default, unless it's like Zelda. Zelda's like the only exception because it's like, oh, he's always Link. Basically, sure. I consider playing another Zelda game like playing a second playthrough. So it's like, okay, I'll name it whatever I want.
Sure.
But yeah, if I ever do a second playthrough of a game with that option, though, I always go crazy with the names.
I always do the default. I even remember like in like the Pokemon games when they would ask you to name the rival, I would want it to be the default as well.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't tell you like what the default was, but I knew there had to be like a canon one. So I would look through the game manual for something that would say the guy's name and be like, okay, cool. And now I know the default for that one. I just really always wanted it to be the default.
Right.
Or it's Butthead.
Also good. Also acceptable.
Cool.
John, why don't you take this one from Dead in Sky?
Then Sky writes in and says, "What motivates you to replay a game? Extra content or really, really enjoying the game?"
Sure.
Hardly anything. I mean, extra content, I guess, but I'd rather just play the extra content by itself. I'd hardly ever replay games. I usually will only replay a game if it's a short game that I really enjoyed the first time.
Just wanting to. I replay games consistently. So I'm playing Dead State 2 again. And I played that just a few months ago.
State of Decay 2.
State of Decay, yeah. Dead State's a different thing.
Hebrew Lantern writes in, I guess this is more of a visual one, saying, is this the best controller ever? And is it that Dragon Quest thing? It's the Dragon Quest slime one.
No.
I thought this had already come
out. This is the third time they've made one of these. They started on PS2, then it was PS3, I think, or 4, and now it's Switch.
There's a Switch one that looks like a slime.
Yeah, no, they're terrible, actually.
I've heard they're really bad for your hands.
A friend of mine, actually John knows her too, Desiree, has one from the PS2.
Oh!
And it's garbage. I tried using it as like this size.
You don't own one of these?
What?
You don't own one of these?
No.
I'm shocked to hear that.
They're surprisingly hard to get. You needed to have like a collector's edition of the game, or you had to order it from like Play Asia or somewhere.
Right, that makes sense.
Better than the chainsaw controller, though.
I think I've only ever seen like one of these in the wild once.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen.
They're not common. These Switch ones might make it common, but
cool.
I don't know why you would want this controller. Like, are you going to use this on other games?
People get it to put it on their shelf. Honestly, it's just a cute little
it's like a statue.
Yep. Final Insanity asks or says the recent news about limiting the Pokemon program to Sword and Shield has been stated as an inevitability given how massive the scope of the series continues to grow. With that knowledge, is it surprising this didn't happen sooner in Pokemon's life?
Yes.
Kinda, yeah, actually.
Yep.
It's kind of weird it took this long. On a lighter note, what's the worst experience trying out a new food? I got sick. Food poisoning.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but it probably boiled down to that.
Yep.
I can't really think of it. So I actually did have food poisoning recently, but I wasn't eating anything like new. So it was just odd. But I can't really think of a time typically where I tried a new food and then got sick immediately.
Like immediately, yeah. I don't think I've ever gotten sick immediately either.
All right, John, you're up.
Hebrew Lantern writes in and says, when Mario Odyssey came out, I was kind of lukewarm on it and didn't like the physics and felt like the depth perception was off, like Mario wasn't jumping where I felt he should be jumping. Lately, I picked it up again, and I'm at the food/cooking world, and I'm liking it more and more. Either that, or I'm experiencing Stockholm syndrome, and I'm sympathizing with my captor. What games or other media, if you want, has this happened with you guys for? So a game you tried before and didn't like it, but then you played it again and it clicked.
It's pretty rare that I'll go back to a game I don't like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I did that with Gears of War 1, but I'm still just not a huge fan of that specific Gears.
There has to be an answer here.
There has to be an answer. I'm blanking too.
I mean, I played a bit of Mass Effect 1, wasn't super into it. Played 2, loved it, went back and played 1 and then enjoyed it. So maybe that counts, I guess. Mass Effect 1.
That counts.
Sure. Lukewarm.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have an answer.
Final Fantasy VIII probably was one for me. It took me a while to grow into it, but now it's like my favorite one. So probably that. I'll say that.
Final Insanity says, a few months ago, I bought a humble monthly subscription to get Yakuza 0 cheaply with the intent of canceling it immediately afterwards. Months passed and I forgot to do that, only to find to my delight, the backlog of monthly bundles had a bunch of games I'd intended on buying at some point. What's the best mistake you've ever made?
I was gonna do the joke answer of saying yes to being on this podcast.
Wow.
Best mistake.
Yeah, off the top of your head, best mistake you've ever made.
I will say I'm not fortunate enough to say that most of my mistakes have been fortunate in any way.
Kinda in the same boat. The only thing I can only think of one example. It's really not that good of an example. A friend of mine, when we were in grade school, loaned me a game, an NES game, and then he moved after he loaned it to me and didn't want it back. So I kept it, and it ended up being one of the rarest NES games. So,
oh jeez,
that's pretty good.
What game was it?
Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters.
Has he ever asked for it back?
No.
Okay. Lucky you. I cannot think of anything off the top of my head.
I can't either, honestly. My mistakes have been pretty detrimental.
As mistakes tend to be.
Yeah. Rasterman says, it's Father's Day. At least over here it is. So you can tell we're behind here. So in that respect, who or what is your favorite video game daddy? It can either be real or fictional. And by daddy, I mean, well, I'll let you decide.
Marcus Phoenix.
Yeah. Best daddy.
Oh yeah, he is a dad, that's right.
Yeah.
Or
Kratos is like pretty good in that game.
Okay. He's a bad dad.
Yeah, but his son's kind of bad too. They're gonna.
I mean, I'm just the dream dad.
What's that?
Dream daddy.
Like all of them except for
around it.
Brian, I think. Fuck, I hate Brian.
Brian?
I think he's the loudmouth with the kid that thinks he's like so great. The fat one with red hair.
Oh, okay.
Fuck him.
But he had the Pokemon mini game.
Fuck him. Piece of shit. But yeah, those daddies are pretty good.
Yeah, those are some good daddies. I guess they're not all dads though, are they?
I thought that was the point.
Well, no, you're a dad, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're the dream daddy.
I think just about every character is an actual father.
Does Vampire Goth Dude have a kid?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's
I don't remember that one at all. I went through that.
That locked your kid in the dungeon or something?
Oh, right. There was a weird... Was that the goth dad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the dude with the dreads? Did he have a kid? Who takes you to the music show?
That's the only one I can't remember right now.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
Okay.
I'm going to say yes, but I don't remember.
Now I want to say he does. Okay, anyways. Those are all some good daddies.
Yep. True. Big Daddy in
Does
the chat
Snake
was
count?
pretty good. Snake?
Yeah.
I'm going to
Like
say
Big Boss? Does he count?
Yeah, I will say Big Boss.
Okay.
He's my favorite daddy.
Big Boss is an excellent choice.
Yeah.
I can't think of any other dads at the top of my head. Yeah, just like dads in general. How about Big Daddy from BioShock? People are writing in now.
Yep.
Bowser.
Yeah, Bowser's my answer, actually.
Dracula is not a good dad.
True. But Alucard is Dracula backwards.
Oh, shit.
Big
See, that's how
reveal.
you know he's a bad dad.
Yeah.
I can't use a mirror, but your name will be one. Next up, Hebrew Lantern again. To someone who has used both, do you prefer the North American or PAL/APAC SNES controllers? If you are not aware, the North American ones have purple buttons and X, Y are concave and AB are convex, while the other controller is multicolored and all 4 buttons are convex.
North American. 100%.
North American.
Why would you guys go 100% of that?
I like the concave buttons and I like the color scheme better.
Yeah. It's naturally designed to have the joint of your thumb on like the ones that are sticking out, and the one that's got the groove, your thumb just rests in it. It's perfect. I do like the color scheme.
Yeah, I like the colors
of
for
the Japanese ones.
Yeah, that's all I was gonna say. I haven't used both though, so
I don't
I
like
do
the
like the
colors
colors.
of the other one at all. I think it's ugly.
All right, last question from Hayes AC. Guest characters in the Mortal Kombat franchise are always characters from horror, thriller, action movies, but what if they were from comedy and or romantic movies? Who would you put in the game from that kind of movie? And which would be her fatality? My suggestion will be Derek Zoolander, and his fatality would be him using the Magnum to astonish and kill his enemy.
The Mask. His fatality is he turns you into a balloon animal.
Yeah.
That's good.
You could do a few things with the Mask. That's real good.
Yeah. Mask has a lot of great options.
I'm gonna, I bet there's some great answers here. I'm gonna go Michael Jordan from Space Jam, and he does something stretchy.
He believes he can fly.
Does something stretchy.
Can you think of like from a romantic comedy though?
That's what I'm trying to. I always go to Hitch, but what the fuck would Hitch do? Like the only thing he does in that movie besides like try to get Kevin James laid is like get stunned by a bee and I get his face all big.
That's the thing is a lot of these romantic comedies and whatnot. There's no like fight scene where it's like, oh cool, then he used that move.
Adam Sandler from Click is legitimately one of the like best things I've ever heard, just because of how that movie ends. I just love the idea of his fatality being he uses the controller to just like
right. It would be something similar to like Johnny Cage's like uppercut over and over again, or the sand dude, the time guy, like hitting the person over and over again, right?
Oh no, I was
like
thinking him like transferring him like into the future where he's old and decrepit and has to die alone without his kids loving him.
That's not a fatality. Or like that's what he did to the enemy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's mentally exhausting as well as murdering somebody, I guess. The romantic one's really hard.
Romantic one is hard. That Click was that actually surprisingly.
What action movie are guest characters in MK from?
Like Terminator.
Oh,
Predator.
Okay. I guess I never considered Predator action, but yeah, that makes sense.
See, I barely consider Predator 1 horror.
Yeah, no, thriller I think fits that a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know what Predator. I get like those movies became action for sure.
And like Spawn is confirmed for DLC for 10
Spawn.
or for 11 rather.
Sure. Yeah.
And the rumor is that Evil Dead's Ash Williams is also.
Right.
I could see that. Sure.
Okay, how about Mrs. Doubtfire? And the fatality is something around like a pie in the face, and then they light your chest on fire.
No, it's gotta be like the person just gets pulled into divorce court and has to deal with all the proceedings.
Okay. I'm just trying to think of like actors now and then a silly movie they've been in.
Yeah.
Okay, it's Vin Diesel from is it The Babysitter? Is it the movie he's in?
The Pacifier.
Pacifier, yeah.
And he has to do that weird dance near the end of the movie to get into like the secret vault that's in their shed or whatever. And I'm sad that I know that much about that movie.
That is way more than I expected anyone to ever know about that movie.
That's my top 5 Vin Diesel movies, man. Movie's good. Top 5. All right. I got one.
Okay.
Kate Winslet's character Rose from Titanic. The stage floods and you push them off of the thing.
You didn't say there's not enough room. There's not enough room.
Back.
And like the whole time, the other character's like, "No, but there is just like just slide over just a little bit. It's a whole door."
Yeah.
But she's like, "No." That'd be pretty funny.
The water's not the only thing cold in that scene. Damn, girl, gotta let him on.
All right, that's it for questions this week. If you want to send in questions, it's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. What are your games of the week?
Cadence.
Bloodstained.
I'll also go with Cadence. All right, if you're a $10 backer on the Patreon, submit your stuff soon, because I totally forgot to put that up last week, so there's only a couple days. But this Friday, we'll be putting up the poll for the July TDP Plus games, so get ready to vote for those. Other than that, the show's done, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Later.
Yep.